Nowadays, taking a bunch of massive rocks and placing them in a circle is nothing special. No one would really care, although some people would probably think it's art.
Holy moly!
4,500 years ago, however, this was quite the accomplishment. Around 2500 BC, humans didn't have all the modern tools we have now. Near the end of the Stone Age, transitioning into the Bronze Age, all we had was this. Yet the humans of that time still managed to construct a massive circular monument. And that monument today is one of the best known prehistoric monuments in Europe. So how did they do it? Superhuman strength? Aliens? Or maybe just something smart and simple? Let's dive a little deeper into the mystery of Stonehenge. Stonehenge is located on the vast Salisbury Plains in Wiltshire, England. The stones date all the way back to the Neolithic period, also known as the New Stone Age. It was during this period that humans first started to live a settled lifestyle. Rather than traveling around and relying on hunting and gathering, we learned how to cultivate the land and domesticate animals for food. Now, believe it or not, Stonehenge wasn't built overnight. Construction took around 1500 years and involved many different generations and cultures. The first stage of the monument dates back all the way to 3000 BC. It started as a circular ditch, dug out with nothing more than some basic stone tools and deer antlers. Around the inside of the circle were 56 pits. They're called Aubrey pits, named after John Aubrey, who lived in the 17th century and was the first person to discover them. In a later stage, somewhere between 26 and 2400 BC, the well-known giant stone circle with lintels resting on top was constructed. These sarsen stones are about 4 meters high and 2 meters wide. They weigh around 25 tons each. Just to put that into perspective, imagine the heaviest atlas ball, but then 112 times heavier. There were also 82 smaller bluestones, and even though nowadays not many are left, it is generally thought that these formed a double ring together with the outer sarsen stones. Inside the circle are 5 trilithons placed in the shape of a horseshoe, and these sarsens are even bigger, weighing up to 50 tons each. The lintels resting on top are held together by tongue and groove joints, while the sarsen stones were fit with mortise and tenon joints. That's some impressive engineering for that time period. And that's a big part of why Stonehenge is so spectacular. Not only the way it was put together, but also the fact that these people were able to transport heavy boulders over long distances. The leading theory is that the bluestones were transported all the way from the western coast of Wales. That's a journey of over 200 kilometers. The bluestones weighed over 2 tons each and were transported using natural waterways and dragged over land using either logs or a sledge-like system. Now keep in mind that this was before these people even invented the wheel, so you can imagine it took a lot of effort to transport one stone, let alone 82 of them. The giant sarsen stones came from a quarry 26 kilometers north of Stonehenge. Ranging from 25 to 50 tons, they were way too heavy to transport over water, so they had to be dragged over land the entire way, requiring over 600 people to transport a single stone. But why did these people go through all this trouble? What was Stonehenge actually used for? The truth is that there isn't just one answer to this question. Over the course of thousands of years, so many different communities have contributed their part to the monument, and each and every one had their own meaning and rituals connected to the stones. Multiple stories mention that the stones have special healing powers and that Stonehenge was made as a place of healing and worship. It was later discovered that the sarsen stones have acoustic properties. These so-called ringing stones make a loud projection sound when struck. Ancient people believed that such stones had healing powers, and this could be another reason why they specifically gathered these stones from afar. The way the stones are carefully placed also align perfectly with the winter and summer solstice. During the summer solstice, the heel stone, which is another massive sarsen, aligns perfectly with the rising sun. This makes it very likely that Stonehenge was also used as some form of calendar. Modern-day archaeologists also found over 50,000 cremated bone fragments buried in the Aubrey pits, indicating another use of Stonehenge as some kind of cremation or burial site. And during the Middle Ages, there was a myth saying that the legendary King Arthur himself ordered the monument to honor the soldiers that fell in a battle with the Saxons. So there's a lot of theories and stories about Stonehenge. And even though modern science has unraveled some of the mysteries, we'll never know with 100% certainty why the Neolithic people decided to build this impressive structure. But I guess that slight mystery is part of the magic. And this mystery is also the reason that nowadays almost 1 million people from all over the world visit Stonehenge every year, just to get a glimpse of this prehistoric piece of history. And maybe, if they're lucky, they might even spot some aliens. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and even if you didn't, I hope you still enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.